Despite the stat card in the modifications menu saying that the tracks modification only affects the hit points of the tracks, the modification also affects turn rate. It affects different tanks to a different extent, but it can have a big impact. Air-to-air missiles can get you a tiny amount of bombing damage. They can even kill an AI ground unit if they miss. The windmills on maps like Poland can be shot through. The model just doesn't have collisions for projectiles. It could be pretty useful if you're playing arcade, using a radar spar, or if a tank tries to hide behind the windmill from your bomb or your rocket, and your rocket will just go straight through the cover. You can repair faster on capture zones by quite a lot. In this case, using the Challenger, I got a 14-second repair decrease. The Chinese F100 is actually the early variant of the F100, and among other things like a different wing design, it doesn't actually get access to flaps. So it really struggles to turn at low speeds compared to the American and French versions. So just keep that in mind if you ever see one. You can tell what ordnance someone is using just from the tab menu. You can mark on the map for your team if you immediately open the map after dying. The M3 GMC has animated mud flaps, and the KV-85 and ZUT-37 have buckets with physics. Machine guns can be independently controlled and can be useful when attacking planes. The machine gun will also get thermals if the gunner has them, so this can double as a Tesco own brand commander thermals. When spawning in ground forces, you can see if you still have spawn protection, because as long as your tank is flashing, you have spawn protection. You can kill the R3T20 by machine gunning the ammo box. According to the War Thunder wiki, Ash River is supposedly set somewhere on Ireland. You can even see a lighthouse with the Union flag. Later variants of the Corsairs, like the F4U7 and the F4U4B, can use their landing gear as an air brake, as it's rated for speeds in excess of 600 to 700 km an hour before ripping. Pushing dead tanks is a lot easier if you first attach a tow rope. Tanks with autoloaders reload their autoloader ready racks much faster by replenishing ammo on a cap, as the ammo goes straight into the ready rack rather than the reserve ammunition, skipping the stage where the loader has to manually take reserve ammunition and put it in the ready rack. The Chinese MiG-15 or J2 gets a bomb sight, making it the only jet fighter to get one. On the Carpathians Ground Forces map, you can hide small R3 sized vehicles inside one of the towers on the North Hill capture zone. When playing Ground Forces on the Normandy map, you can spawn on a carrier. Finally, if you subscribe, you will receive a lifetime Ghost Shell immunity package. Thank you for watching, check out my other videos here, and if you enjoyed, subscribe.